start with you. I'll start with you. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. The 2023 PGA Professional Champion, Braden Shattuck, joins us now. Braden, first off, congratulations and welcome to your first PGA Championship. You became a PGA member just over a year ago. Could you have ever imagined that 1 year later you'd be standing here just days away from your PGA Championship debut?
I could definitely imagine it, but I didn't think it would actually happen.
What do you think of Oak Hill so far from what you've seen?
Looks like a tough golf course. I haven't actually gotten out to play yet. I'm going out right after this for my first round. Just spent the last 2 days practicing, so I'm going to go take a look this afternoon.
That's great. I think in New Mexico you mentioned that on the golf course you don't usually experience a lot of nerves. You're pretty even keel. Do you think that might change when you approach the first tee on Thursday?
That's a great question. I think we're all going to find out the answer to that one at the same time.
That's great. Thank you. Let's open up for questions. We'll start with Jeff on 2.
What are your expectations coming here?
My expectations would be to make the cut this week. I don't think it's reasonable to think I can win the golf tournament and beat the best players in the world, but I think I can definitely make the cut this week.
And what did you show yourself in winning to get here?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is there anything you learned about your game or learned about yourself in winning a big tournament to get here?
Yeah, I learned that despite everything that was on the line for what we could win winning that golf tournament over in New Mexico, that I could still, despite the nerves and distractions, still get the job done.
That's great. We'll go microphone 5.
Braden, I'm just curious. After your car accident, how long were you unable to practice?
Yeah, it was about 2 years that I took off from golf and put the sticks down.
How hard is that? I was talking to your dad actually earlier today. He told me about dropping you off, being at the club for 12 hours practicing. How does a guy who is such a grinder like that, how did you deal with that, with that time off?
As you can imagine, it was tough because golf was pretty much everything and my main outlet. So you have to mentally get over that hurdle, which was the hardest thing. Physically you can't even play golf, and mentally it's tough because now what else do you do with your time? So it took a lot to get over that hurdle. It took a lot.
What did you do with your time?
I worked as an assistant golf professional at a couple of different clubs. I was at Concord Country Club for a year over in Westchester area in Pennsylvania, and then for 2 seasons I was assistant golf professional at Bitterman down in Wilmington, Delaware.
Well, can I keep going? Listen, anyway, what was the process of rebuilding your swing like?
Yeah, it was more of an experiment than anything. I knew what exactly in my golf swing hurt, so I figured if I could do something with my setup and my golf swing to kind of take some pressure off of those areas, that even if I didn't fully heal, that maybe I could still swing a golf club with minimal pain. So it was just a process of trial and error until I found something that worked, and then you kind of have to relearn the golf swing a little bit. I could take what I know as a golf instructor and apply it. It was almost like I was building somebody else's swing. It was kind of a neat little experiment, to be honest with you. It was cool.
How are you different now compared to where you were from a player standpoint than you were before getting hurt?
How am I different now?
Are you shorter? Are you longer? Are you this sort of the results of this new swing?
Yeah, I hold it very weak, like you kind of do with like a putter. So I would say with the irons, swinging a little bit more upright with the irons, I lost a little bit of distance. My spin rate went up a little bit, but my driver numbers actually got better. My speed went down a couple miles an hour, but my launch conditions were so much better. I was able to hit up on it a few degrees, brought the spin rate down, took the loft down on my driver, so I was actually ended up hitting it a little bit further and straighter with the driver. So it was kind of a little bit of both worlds there.
Great. Let's go over to Juan on 9.
Braden, I wanted to compare notes with some of the tour pros here this week, and talking to them, they said this is probably one of the toughest golf course they played in a major and one of the toughest setups in a while. So was it a shock for you? Coming here and saying, whoa.
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't even seen the conditions out there yet. I putted on the putting green and chipped around a little bit. The rough is very thick and thatchy. It's not like super long, but it's really dense, and the grass kind of lays in different directions. So I think I heard some of the guys saying there's going to be a big importance on hitting fairways this week. And just from what I've seen so far, the little I've seen, that seems to be the case.
Have you had a chance to have interactions with some of the guys, players that you knew already or didn't know, and got to meet them? Or?
Just some of the guys that I played with over in New Mexico for the professional championship over there. Got to see those guys and say hi and hang out with them, have some breakfast. It was pretty cool.
Who do you expect to meet or to talk to this week from the players? I mean, the top players in the world.
What was the question?
Who do you expect to meet, or who would you like to meet, and kind of pick their brain or talk to them about things? Yeah.
I don't really have anybody in particular in mind. I'm just kind of going about my business this week.
Okay, so it doesn't like rattle you that you're in the middle of all these big guys? Or...
No.
Yeah, that's good.
Back to you, Jeff.
Braden, can you help us fill in the timeline a little bit of where you were in your life when your accident occurred? Were you on a PGA track? Was this what you wanted to do with your life at the time? What happened with the accident and what your recovery was like?
Yeah, so at the time I was 23, maybe 24. I was working a couple jobs and playing golf full time. So I was playing the mini tours in the Northeast, down in Florida, playing Monday qualifiers, Q School. So I was fully immersed in golf at that time. And then pretty much just a full 180 from there, getting into the golf business itself.
What year was your accident?
2019.
2019. So
March.
you were playing mini tours, aspiring to be out here, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And did you think golf was out of the question? What was the recovery and the return like to get back here?
Yeah, for a while there, I thought golf might have been out of the question. You kind of lie in uncertainty there for a little while, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, definitely the goal was still to get back out here. It was tough to watch all of my colleagues and friends that were still playing and having some success, moving up to Korn Ferry and even onto the PGA Tour. So it was tough to, I was happy for those guys, but it was tough because I couldn't play. So, but I'm just glad to be back out here now.
And what exactly was your accident? What were the extent of your injuries from it?
Yeah, so I was driving through an intersection and I got T-boned about 45, 50 miles an hour. And I herniated some discs in my lower back. And so I was just having a lot of back pain and nerve pain down the legs and all that good stuff. Had a concussion and just some other minor stuff along with that.
And how long did it take you away, and how slowly did you get back in?
Yeah, so I did physical therapy 3 days a week and every kind of alternative therapy you could think of besides surgery for a good 18 to 24 months. I'd say it was probably almost the full 2 years before I was able to play 9 holes. And even once I was back, I wasn't able to practice. I couldn't do a full range session. I could maybe go hit balls for 5 minutes. I would always have to take a cart. Walking was a little tough. Even now, walking's still a little tough on my body. Unfortunately, I'm 28, but I feel a lot better now. But then it was just a slow process to get back to where I am now.
Did it change your perspective on being able to play this game? I mean, the mini tours can be a grind. It can become a job. Did it change how you view the game or your approach or anything?
Yeah, I had a little bit more of an intense outlook when I was younger. Now I just feel a lot more fortunate to be out here, so I feel like I'm playing on house money. So I'm a lot more relaxed than I used to be.
Microphone
Braden, you mentioned the pain while you were trying to rebuild your swing, trying to figure out what worked. Does it still linger? Is it something you kind of deal with? Or have you found something that sort of, by and large, you can kind of just roll with?
Yeah, it kind of lingers. It comes back every now and again. Even last year in the fall, I made it through pre-qualifying for Korn Ferry qualifying tournament and went on to first stage and then had to withdraw after the first round because of my back again. So it does creep back in there, and I still have to deal with it. I still have to do my exercises every day and my stretching and stay on top of it. I still go to physical therapy twice a week back home, so I still have to stay on top of it, unfortunately. But if I stay on top of it and make sure I'm diligent with everything, I'm usually can stay pretty healthy.
I guess winning gets you into 6 events, I think, or something like that. I mean, have you plotted a course after this week?
Yeah, so you get 6 events with that. So I'll be able to start those at the beginning of next year, which will be awesome. It'll give me some time to practice and play a little bit and get ready for those. And Michael Breed was actually nice enough to call me and he's going to help me work out my schedule a little bit so we can kind of figure out what fields might work best for me.
I'm curious, for a kid who buries himself at the range, I asked your dad, did he go out on the course? He goes, no, he would just sit there and hit balls, or he would putt or whatever. How did you not, in elementary school, kids I got two, they're got ADD, right? I mean, like, they're all over the place. How did you not get bored sitting there pounding balls all the time?
I don't know. And even still, I don't get bored sitting there pounding balls. I can't hit as many as I used to when I was like 7, but for whatever reason, I even remember it now, just in my backyard with plastic clubs, just back and forth, hitting little 30-yard pitch shots all night long until it got dark. I can't even tell you why I found that enjoyable, but I guess I was just kind of always trying to get better, even from a super young age.
Did you tear up the yard pretty bad?
Yeah, my dad wasn't happy at times, but the grass grows back, so it's all good.
Great. We will wrap it up here with one more from Jeff.
What's your the size of your crew like this week? How many folks are here to watch you?
Yeah, so I have a lot of friends that came up. I have some family members that came up. Scott Chisholm, head golf professional at Rolling Greens, here with me, and his fiancee Lauren. Everybody's been super helping me out. I've got a great little team around me that I'm very happy for.
What's your work week like at Rolling Green? Are you teaching? Are you what's
Yeah, so I mean, I got off the plane Thursday night from New Mexico, and first thing Friday morning, I was on the range teaching again all day. Saturday, same thing, teaching for 11 hours. So I got a busy schedule, 5-6 days a week, teaching the juniors, ladies, and all the above. So I work a full-time job. So, you know, it's tough to compete against guys who play this game for a full-time job. But
good luck this week.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Braden. We appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.